What's up, everybody? It's Alex Ost, attacker for the Pride.
And Marcus Holman, attacker for the Archers.
I went to the University of Maryland, go Terps.
And I went to the University of North Carolina, go Heels.
We're really excited to be a part of the Dream Stream today. We think it's such an awesome idea to bring this positivity and coaching aspect around lacrosse from all over the world and country.
Of course, one of my favorite things to do, obviously, is play lacrosse. But a close second to that is coaching, teaching, and inspiring the younger generation. We're really excited to be here, share some tips with you on some catching and throwing.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful day here, so we're excited to get started.
Yeah, partner passing, everyone's favorite thing, right? I mean, I know you threw against the wall a lot, but I grew up partner passing. That's how I got my stick work with my sister. I think it's so fun, and it really is. We started almost every single practice at Maryland with partner passing. So it's something that you do when you're in rec league, and you will do until you play in college and even in the pros.
Yep, you're never too old enough to master the fundamentals, and I think, again, starting your workouts with partner passing is important, and we have a lot of different variations to help show you guys how to get better.
Yeah, so we're gonna do some of our favorite stuff. So grab a ball, grab your stick, grab a partner.
Let's go.
All
Look at
right.
this beautiful day here, perfect weather.
Such a beautiful day. So what are we gonna start with, Marky?
So we're just starting with our strong hands here. All right, notice how Alex is a righty, so she'll be stepping to her target with her left foot. All right, that's her footwork. Talk about your hands maybe a little bit.
Stick goes up and back, right? Notice that me and Marcus aren't just standing like this and passing off our shoulder. We're getting our stick up and back and following through across our body. Nice little stick work here, or footwork here, just to, get warm.
Love it. I was taught, try and pretend like you're catching an egg. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know, were you taught that?
Yep, egg on your parents' carpet.
That's right. So we want to be gentle when we catch. We want to give with the ball. Whoops, I kind of hopped out of the screen.
We're giving back towards our ear, right? Nice and gentle. Cradle once or twice. Pass to your partner. Should we go left hand?
So we can.
We can. We don't have any weak hands out here, right?
Right.
So everything we do with our right, we want to do with our left. Why is that, Marky?
Because we want to be dynamic players. Right? Think about the best players in the world. Tom Schreiber, Rob Pinnell, Paul Rabel. They have two hands. Right?
Kayla Trainer, Sam Puzo.
Exactly. That makes you more of a threat as an offensive player. All right. One thing I did when I was younger too, to try and make my left hand just like my right, was that I would stand in front of the mirror and just throw like this, and I tried to just mirror exactly what I saw my right and left hand.
Yeah.
Good little trick for you if you.
Love it. Now we're gonna do a little split dodge. So catching right, split, throw left. Still stepping with that opposite foot when you throw, splitting in front of our body, right?
Yep.
So getting comfortable switching hands and just throwing to your partner. Biggest thing when I teach the split here, guys, is being able to split dodge, get your stick right back up into that triple threat position to throw. Notice we're not split dodging, having to cradle a bunch of times to then get it up to wherever we want, right? Split, triple threat, throw. What's a triple threat, Marky?
Triple threat. Ooh, that's a basketball term, right? So triple threat, we're here with the ball on our stick. What are the three things we can do from here? We can pass, right? We can wind up, we can shoot, or, right, we can dodge from that triple threat
I was gonna say we're fake.
Ooh, fake dodge, kind of same thing. Yeah.
Fake, shoot,
Pass.
pass.
There you go. Right, one thing too, when we split, right, I see some young players do this, right? We don't want to switch hands that way, right? We want to smell the ball, okay? See it? We bring it across our face, we smell it, and then we throw.
I think Kylie O'Miller says lick the ice cream.
Oh.
All right, we're gonna get to some BTBs.
Hey, already?
Yeah, come on, we only got 10 minutes with them. Behind the back, always fun, becoming really popular in our game now because if your defender maybe is blocking you off this way, you can still make that pass or shoot that way, and it's really hard, and goalies really don't like you to score on them that way. You see Marcus and I are twisting our hips and hitting that back shoulder, still looking at our partner. Whoop. Good catch. Then we can do some around the world.
Oh, baby.
Go in front of our body, hitting that back shoulder.
All right, so with this one, you can throw a big wind-up fake, and then you snap it around your shoulder that way. Big wind-up fake.
Ooh.
Hit him with the around the world.
Love it.
Definitely an advanced skill to have.
And if you notice, our hands are lower, right? We're not choked up all the way like this. It's gonna be really hard to do behind the back or around the world with our hand all the way up here. So make sure, oh, you wanna switch? Make sure your stick is almost like, if you've got any of those, like any brand, it kind of will always have the marking there, like midway down your sole. Being able to use that as to where your hand is.
A lot of trial and error here, right? It took me probably a couple years to master the around the world.
Good catch.
All right? You're gonna drop it, you're gonna mess it up a bunch before you get it right, but once it clicks, it's one of the best feelings in the world.
It is. All right, now we're gonna bring it in a little closer.
Okay.
So we got some quick stick. Quick stick, one of my favorite things to do because it's just all about reaction and giving it back to your partner. It's really good at practicing being really light on your hands, and we don't want white knuckles, right? What are white knuckles? It's like when you're squeezing the stick as tight as you can. Loose hands here, arms are out in front of you. Ooh, that sun is over here. Yeah, talk about being choked up.
Yep, we're choking up, bringing that bottom hand up on our stick. All right, gives us more control of our stick. We can switch hands here.
Yep, so now everything again that we do with our right hand, we want to do with our left hand. Maybe we go one right, one left. We're switching hands when we don't have the ball. And again, having to throw it to where your partner is asking for it, right? Want to make your partners look good in partner passing. I can't tell you how many times me and my sister would come in and one of us would be crying because we hit the other person with the ball, right?
Then you can do some bad passes too.
Oh, bad passes.
That'll work on your handles.
Bad passes is fun. Again, we're practicing bad passes to catch it. Okay, another thing we can do is with our quick stick routine, we're gonna go one right, one left, one off stick side right, off stick side left, behind the back, around the world. Got it, Marky?
Nope, but you lead the way. I'll try and follow.
All right, one right, switch hands, one left, off stick side right, off stick side left. Yeah, behind the back, around the world. Repeat. One right, one left, off stick side, Marcus. Woo! Launching it at me. And this is what happens sometimes, you lose a ball, and now I get to talk to you a little bit while Marcus goes and gets it. Off stick side, right and left. Really, really, important to practice because a lot of the times, how many times I'm asking for the ball here, my partner passes it over here. I don't have time to switch hands. I have to just be able to catch it over here. Handle it, and then maybe finish even on this side. Sometimes it's called, what do guys call it?
Just like that.
Guys sometimes call it Canadian throwing. What do you guys? Twister, whatever it is. Okay, we got like 1 minute left. What else do we want to do with them?
All right.
One-handed stuff?
Yeah, let's do some tricks.
Okay.
Some freestyle.
Freestyle.
Ready?
Okay, so I like to do one-handed things just to know where the ball is. And again, anything I can do with one hand, it makes two hands a lot easier. So I might go between my legs. Oh. I might go around the world. I might go up and under.
Pro tip, don't ask for the ball like this, right? When you're catching, bring your stick up to your ear. There you go.
Doesn't matter. Maybe behind the back. Yeah, I gotta work on one-handed behind the back. Ooh. Basically, anything you're doing, make it fun. Sometimes I like to, throw it up and hit it off my pole to my partner. Anything that helps you work on your hand-eye coordination. Because in games, a lot of variables, right? You don't know where the ball's going. Maybe it gets tipped. As attackers, we have to be able to handle and take care of this little thing right here better than anyone else on the field.
100%. Right? Again, the most important relationship you can have in lacrosse is the one with your stick. Okay? So you got to take care of this thing, right? Don't be leaving it in your car right now. It's summertime. It's 90. It's 100 degrees. Your stick can melt. It can bend. Take care of it. Bring it inside.
Sleep with it.
Right? Yeah. Put it next to your bed. Play wall ball every day. Right? I know it's redundant. You've probably heard it from your coaches, but it really does make you better. And if I've learned anything in this quarantine, it's that wall ball really does improve your stick work.
Yeah, but we want to thank the WPLL for inviting us to be on this Dream Stream. Of course, we are better together. We love supporting both leagues, and you know, anything you can do to get your stick in your hands or that's inspiring you, please consider donating. You know, there's direct relief that we've linked here for anyone that's kind of struggling during COVID right now, but there's plenty of other activist organizations out there right now. Whatever is calling to you, we urge you to take action in whatever way you can.
Yep.
And we are really proud to kind of be a part of this.
I am.
Yeah. Peace out. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Hi guys, Taylor Cummings here, coming to you guys live. Well, live for me, not live for you guys, from my parking lot / garage. So welcome to Baltimore. Today we're going to be talking about self draws. So we're going to be working on a little bit of wrist strength, a little bit of snag work, and then moving into kind of the do's and don'ts for self draws. Really important, you know, when we are doing self draws and when we're working on the draw in general, that we focus on our wrists. So our wrists and forearms are really important when we do the draw. Because we want to make sure that they're nice and strong, because that helps us not only find the ball in the air, but it also helps us be able to control it down as well as place the ball. So we're just going to get ourselves nice and warmed up. I don't know what you guys have been doing over the past, you know, couple of hours, minutes, days, but we're going to make sure our wrists are nice and fired up. So to start, we're going to be working on some wrist strength. All you need is a ball, your stick, and some space. So to start, we're just going to be having our dominant hand at the bottom. If you find that it's too difficult, I'd rather you guys choke your hands up than keep your hand here and use more of your shoulder or your arm. The goal with all of our wrist strength work is to be able to move our hands and our wrist, nice loose wrist, without using our shoulder and our elbow as much as possible. So to start, we're going to do toe touches. We're going to start with our dominant hand at the bottom. We're going to touch down outside our left foot, rainbow over, touchdown right, touchdown left, touchdown right. So we're going to go through this about 10 times each side. So you're going to go 10 left, 10 right, all with your right hand. Once we get our 10, then we'll flip over. So just like with our normal stick work, when we want to go righty or our dominant and then we want to go non-dom, same thing with wrist strength. It might be a huge noticeable difference between how strong your dominant wrist is to your non-dom. It might not be as much. Important that we try to work and get our non-dominant wrist just as comfortable as our dominant. So we're going to do the same thing, rainbow over. We want to make sure we're touching the ground, taking our time, nice and easy. So again, you're going to go 10, kind of either side, focusing on those wrists and that forearm, just getting ourselves warmed up. Whoop. After we go to our toe touches, we're going to do something I call over and back. So, or over the mountain, excuse me. So instead of going side to side, we're going to go forward and back. So we're going to dip down in front. If we're in our right, we're opening to our right, dipping down behind. Dipping down in front. Whoop. If you go too fast, it's going to fly out like it just did. Dipping down behind. The key to this is to see if we can dip from a high angle. All right, so you kind of got to gauge yourself. For me, this is too high, so I'm here. I dip down, whoop, touch the ground like so, turn, whoop, like that. So again, we want to make sure we're not going too fast, that we have a nice control over our stick. Once we get our 5 over and backs with our right, we're going to flip and do the same thing with our left. So making sure our wrist is loose so that we're able to control the ball like so. 5 over and back each hand, just to get our wrists moving this way as well as laterally. 2 more we're going to do. We're going to work on the cradle part. So when we go up for the ball, a lot of times we're cradling it back down. If you've seen Kayla Trainer, she cradles like this all the time. So we want to get those forearms fired up, get that motion nice and ready to go. So we're going to start what I call waves. So we're going to cradle up and down, up and down, up and down across. Notice how my body's not really moving. It's more so my arms, so I'm working in front of my body as well as outside of my body. You can go over and back 3 times. Then you're going to flip, do same thing. Big key is to try to bring your stick as high and low as possible. So making big dramatic movements as opposed to keeping everything in here. We want to make them nice and big and tall, like so. So we'll go over and back. Whoop. That time I flipped my stick over too much. So it's important to make sure we maintain control and focus while we're doing this. All right, so that's kind of our wrist strength warm up. From here, we're gonna work on our snags. So really important, when we go up with one hand, we wanna make sure one, our hand's all the way at the bottom, two, our arm is nice and straight, and three, that the second the ball is in our stick, we're bringing it down in between our shoulders. So just to get that stick fired up and warmed up, we're gonna go some one-handed snags going straight up in the air. So we're gonna toss, reach, snag. Once the ball is in our stick, we're punching that bottom hand down, bringing it into our body as quickly as possible so that we can use our shoulders to protect our stick. So nice and easy, tossing up, snagging, bringing in like so. You're gonna do 10 left with your dominant hand at the bottom, and then it's just as important, we go 10 non-dom. So we're here, punching down, bringing it into that shoulder so that we're protected and can do whatever we need to do with the ball. We can pass it to a teammate, we can run like so. Other things that we can focus on outside of this workout itself are getting comfortable across our body, so working across our body as well as outside the same shoulder. But that is for another lesson. Now we're gonna talk some self-draws. So the draw is one of the hardest things to practice on our own because you obviously need somebody else there. But there are ways in which we can get creative. One of the ways is just using a pipe. So if you have a goal post, you have a bounce back, you have a random pipe in your backyard or my garage, you can use the pipe to help be that barrier. Or if we don't have those things, we can just use the back of our stick and get comfortable. Key things when we're doing the draw, a couple of things. We want to make sure, one, our hands are as close to the plastic as possible, and two, we're going to be looking for that ref. So we want to make sure we're watching that ref so that we can see them blow the whistle and get that extra second. I always say the draw is about 1/2 inches and 1/2 seconds, and being a little bit quicker and a little bit taller helps you win. Couple of things. So if we're going to practice with the ball on our back of our stick, want to just make sure our stick is at as big of an angle as we can. The flatter it is, the more unrealistic it is. So the more angle we can get on our stick, the better. The big differences between self draws and circle draws are our follow through. So for self draws, we're looking for more straight up in the air. I say punch the sky. When we're going circle, we're looking more flat, more horizontal, pushing or pulling to the circle itself. So we want to make sure that we're focused on our follow through here. So the way I like to do this drill, I get myself nice and set in whatever position I want, and I focus on where I want the ball to go. So do I want it to go straight up? If so, where? Right over my shoulder? Do I want to be turning? Do I want to go across my body? So it's really important that as you guys are getting older, you start working against better centers, that we're focused on these little details. These little details make a big difference. So if I'm here and I'm trying to go kind of right in front of me, I want to punch straight up in front. So the first movements you can, or the first kind of level of this drill, we can just work on our follow through. So we can practice going across, we can practice going behind, right? We can switch our hands, so we can also be pushing, which is a little bit different. So pushing, going up, whoop. We can push, go across, like so. And then we can start working on our snags. So then you can start to kind of go game speed with our snags. We're here tossing, jumping, snagging. And then the next step, of course, is after we jump. So we're here, we're snagging, bringing it in, and protecting like so. So again, just to kind of confirm or go over those self-draw techniques, really important that we're following through. Your bottom hand, or we have to also figure out which hand kind of moves first and making sure that movement's nice and quick. For some, it's our bottom hand. For some, it's our top, depending on the draw and where you want the ball to go. So making sure we're firing really quickly off those hands as well. Other things to consider, once we got the ball kind of where we want it, focusing on that snag, bringing it in, moving our feet, running fast, getting out of pressure, and we're good to go. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that. This dream stream is so awesome. You have so many amazing people and players to learn from. It was a pleasure spending these 10 minutes with you. Good luck, stay safe. You guys are awesome. Hope to see you guys back on the field soon. Bye. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the Dream Stream. We really appreciate all of your support. Proceeds will be donated to a bunch of different organizations, including Campaign Zero. Thanks again.
What's up, guys? Sam Apuzzo here, WPLL Fight Attacker, current Team USA member, and 2019 and current graduate assistant for the Boston College women's lacrosse team. Today I'm so honored and excited to be participating in the WPLL Dream Stream alongside some of the best professional players in the world, both on the men's and the women's side. This is not only a great opportunity for us to be able to teach you, but also for you guys to learn a ton of new skills and drills that you guys can do right at your home. So for me, today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to beat a double team. So as an attacker, being able to beat a double team is such a great skill to have, and it's so important in order for you guys to kind of elevate your game and get to that next level. So for just kind of breaking it down from the very beginning, a double team is when two defenders are both on you at the same time. So usually this happens when you dive really, really hard to goal. You either beat that first defender or you're about to beat that first defender, and the other team, the defense, decides to send a slide. So that's always an awesome option, because that means for you as a ball carrier that one of your teammates is wide open, probably on the other side of the field. But in order to be able to get to that ball, to that other side of the field where that open player is, you have to be able to do 3 major skills in order to break this double. So my 3 major skills, the first being able to move your feet. So sometimes when we get super far into the 8 or we get really close into a double, we have a tendency to stop our feet completely. We never really want to do that, because that just allows the defenders to crash on us and makes it very hard for us to get out. So whenever we're dodging into the middle, we always want to make sure, if we're getting double team, to move our feet out of the double team. And you usually want to do this at a very fast pace. You never want to try to run forward. You always want to run in the opposite direction of where the double team's coming. So if I'm getting double teamed by 2 defenders coming from both sides, I'm going to run out this way here with my left hand, or I can do the same thing on the opposite side. I'll run out this way away from those crashing defenders coming in. The second part is protecting your stick. So along with moving your feet, you also want to protect that stick. And how you do that is by keeping it shoulder, shoulder, stick. I never want to keep my stick in front of my body while I'm running out, right? Because that just gives the defense an opportunity to check my stick or kind of nudge me and have the ball fall out. So when I'm running and moving my feet out, I want it to be shoulder, shoulder, stick. So I'm protecting the ball at all the entire time. So I'm here running out this way. If I was going to do it on the right side, it's that same idea. I'm shoulder, shoulder, stick, here protecting my stick the entire time. The third and final part is keeping your head up. So like I said earlier, when you guys are getting double team, that means in your head that there's an open teammate on the opposite side of the field. But if I'm running and pulling out of that double team with my head at the ground, I'm not able to find that teammate or find my outlet pass to get the ball out. So whenever I'm running out of a double team, I want to keep my head up so I'm able to scan the entire field. So what it should look like this: if I stick to my left hand, I'm running out this way, I'm continuing to protect my stick with shoulder, shoulder, stick. And that same thing on that opposite side. So I dodge in hard, I draw that double team, now I'm running out this way with my eyes up, and I'm protecting my stick. So a great drill that I like to do to kind of translate that into a game, which you guys can do in your backyard or kind of any space you have. You can see I'm doing it on pavement, so you don't even need to have grass. You just need 5 to 10 feet, a ball, and a stick. You also will need 3 kind of markers, IF cones, But if you guys have 3 household objects, some water bottles, pretty much anything just to mark the ground, what you're gonna do is you're gonna put those markers in a little bit of a triangle. I call this drill the ice cream scoop, and you guys will see as we go. So you're gonna start with your ball up top here. We're gonna start the drill with an initial dodge, because like I said, you wanna be able to draw those double teams. And I do that by dodging hard to goal. So I'm gonna do a nice, good split dodge, right to left at this first cone. And as soon as I get to this top cone, this is kind of the marker of when my defenders are gonna be crashing and I'm drawing that double team. So like we talked about before, I wanna pull out with my feet moving and my stick protected with my eyes up. This is where I add the ice cream scoop. So this is kind of where it gets a little bit fun. So now like I just did, now I'm gonna add those scoops. So I'm here protecting my stick. I'm gonna go to the right, left, back to my right. So it's 3 kind of scoops. And I'll show you that again. So I'm doing my split dodge, right to left, nice and hard, protecting my stick. So it's right, left, back to the right. Now I'm gonna go back to this cone. I'm gonna do the same thing. Restart, right to left, pull out, right, left, right. Now I'm gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. Notice while I'm doing it, my stick's always protected, my feet are always moving out, and my eyes are up the whole time. So here, I'm gonna go right to left. Now I'm pulling out. I'm going 1, 2, 3. Same thing. Gonna go right, left to right, split dodge, dodge to the middle, get that, draw that double team. So it's 1, 2, 3. For you guys to do that drill at home, you can do maybe 5 on each cone, really working on keeping your eyes up, keeping your head up, and moving the whole time. The final step to beating a double is a redodge. So you can do the same drill, and I'll explain how it works. So a redodge pretty much is, right after I pull my defender nice and far out, the 8, a lot of times that second defender that slid will release and go find that open girl that we were talking about earlier. So when we have just one defender on us, that's kind of where we want to re-attack and beat a girl 1v1. So how we do that with this drill specifically, we're going to do that same start. I'm going to go split right to left. I do my first scoop, 1, 2, 3. And now I'm going to go right to that next cone and do my redodge. So here, then I go right into the same thing. 1, 2, 3. Now it's another dodge. Here. 1, 2, 3. Into that redodge. Here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So a lot of times I like to do that drill with the redodge. You do 5 to 7 reps, and then you'll reset and restart. You also can always add a different move to the start. So you can do that split dodge that we were doing, or you can do a nice roll dodge. You guys can do a face dodge. So I'm here with my left hand, a face dodge. So you guys can constantly change up that initial dodge and the redodge, working on all your moves. So you're getting everything, working on all this stuff. So just as a reminder, the 3 things that we worked on, right? Moving our feet through a double, making sure we're not running through, but we're running out, so we're able to see that field better. Second part is protecting your stick. I'm not going to leave my stick hanging. I want to be shoulder, shoulder, stick. third part, right, is to keep your eyes up. So not only to see and scan the field to find that extra offensive player, but also, right, if you see that second defender release and go back to the backside, that's when you want to do your redodge. So being able to do all three of those skills will make you such a great attacker and really improve on your double team skills. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to be able to teach you these skills. I am now passing it forward to Harlem Lacrosse, and I encourage you guys to. They're an awesome organization. Thank you so much for following on the Dream Stream.
Hey everybody, my name is Lindsay Monday. I am head coach of the Command, currently undefeated because this is going to be my first year coaching, and unfortunately we didn't get to have a season, but super proud to be a part of the organization and can't wait till we can all get back on the field. I'm currently in my garage, so apologize for the crummy lighting, and I got the Peloton behind me and some garbage cans next to me, but hey, whatever works, right? We got to get it done. So I'm going to be doing some stick work today. Hopefully, if you could just take one or two things from this. I'm going to talk a little bit about mechanics and just kind of form, and then we'll go into a couple competitions that you can either do, with yourself, or obviously share times and share numbers with friends, with teammates. So hopefully you can get kind of engaged with some friends and family in the lacrosse community as we go. But first and foremost with stick work, which gets to shooting and long passing with defenders clearing the ball. Everything starts with your body. And so I think a lot of times I see athletes and young players, when they want to shoot really hard, we try to just use our arms, and we try to just, really power it with our arms instead of actually generating the power with our body. So, if you think about other sports, when you play basketball, in order to protect, you have your shoulder, and then the ball, right? You're protecting that way. When a, major league pitcher is pitching and wants to strike someone out, they're standing like this, right? They're standing shoulder to shoulder. They have the ball here so they can generate that power with their body instead of just with their hands. So, honestly, we're going to start just without a stick. So we're going to put them down and just get used to that motion, because I think sometimes we, again, rely on our stick so much, and so much of what we do when we partner pass and all this stuff is really square to, the people that we're playing with. So kind of need to relearn a little bit of that habit and that form. So we're just going to have a ball. Again, if you have a partner, you can obviously pass this, but just get used to starting this way with the ball out here, which obviously is where your stick would be. And we're here, and then just turning our shoulders, going from here to here, okay? It sounds super simple, and it is. But I think it's important because we need to get used to this. I think, again, when we get into, if I'm tight around the crease and I'm a low crease attacker, if I catch the ball inside, I really don't have to do too much in order to get the goalie to freeze. And so honestly, all I have to do sometimes is just this. The goalie freezes, and then I can place that ball anywhere I want. And so going from here to here, I think is important to practice, whether it's, again, without a stick, or obviously as we get going, adding your stick into the mix. But so my stick's here, my shoulders are turned, and I'm just practicing. You see my stick's not moving. I'm not cradling as I'm turning. I'm just turning my shoulders, ready to place that ball wherever I can. So I'm turning my shoulders, boom, and then ready to place that ball. So just getting used to those movements, and sometimes it's important to just break it down and to go super slow. The other two things that I'm going to talk about with our body, again, is just kind of our eyes and our body in terms of selling a low shot, right? So again, my stick is up here. You can practice without a stick first if you want, and just look low, lean low, right? And then maybe I place that ball high, or I place that ball somewhere else. So same thing, I'm down here, I kind of lean low, boom, I place that ball wherever I want. Last one we're going to talk about is leaning to the side. So again, I'm going to the side. Maybe I kind of twist my stick one way. So again, just using our body in terms of selling fakes instead of getting low, staying high, you know, maybe getting up on our toes before we hit that ball low. I think, you know, the simple thing of using our body really is underrated, I think, and it really is a way to not only work fakes and be able to pass around people maybe when we're clearing, but also as we get more into it and really want to shoot hard or maybe make a really long pass, we have to be as turned as possible. Get your body facing this way so you can use that torque of your body to get as most power as possible. So just a couple tips about using our body and really important with that. And even if I'm just partner passing, being, you know, athletic, being on the balls of my feet, twisting my body as I'm making these passes, even if it's a simple, you know, just 5-yard pass to a partner, just making sure that you're engaging your body, engaging your core, engaging your legs, and not just focusing on your hands. So just a couple easy, maybe not easy, a couple simple stick work competitions. The movements aren't simple, but I guess the competition is. So we're gonna be working on around the world to yourself, behind the back to yourself, and then a couple ways to put them together. So we'll start with around the world to yourself. So I'm gonna just kind of talk about the mechanics and how to do it. The most simple way to break anything down is the ball's going where the head of your stick is pointing, right? So if I'm partner passing to you guys, my stick's pointing to you. If I want to get the ball to myself and for it not to go very far away from me, away from my reach, I want to keep the stick pretty flat to the ground. So it can be pretty parallel to the ground. And again, around the world, I'm using my left hand right now, so I'm lefty. So I'm going around my body, and then you just are tossing it up to yourself. So it's really just a push-pull motion. And so again, when you're trying to get the ball to yourself, normally the push-pull is sort of going back to pass to you guys. The push-pull when I go to myself is really down, so I can get that push-pull up to where I want that ball. So again, I twist my arm, boom, it goes right to where I want. Okay, so it's just a little movement, okay, with my hands. The one thing to think about, I was talking about your body, right? And I think I see this a ton with around the world and behind the back is we get twisted and then we kind of stop because we get nervous about where the ball's gonna go because my arms are twisted and I'm trying something that I'm not super comfortable with. But what ends up happening is we twist and then we stop and then we get nervous. And now if I just push pull from right here, you guys see the head of my stick, it's on this side of my body. If I push pull, okay, it's not really going around my body, it's gonna end up going above my head. So I want you guys to use the twist to get this pass off and to almost go in one motion. If you do end up stopping, so again, I stop right here, as I push pull and just use this little kind of flick of my wrist, I want you guys turning a little more because now that last little turn, right? Now you can't see my stick, which means it's right behind my body. And when I push pull, it's going over here instead of over there. Hopefully that makes sense. It's kind of hard to do, you know, by yourself, but we're gonna work through it. Hopefully this makes sense to you guys. So again, my arms are twisted. I twist just a little more. Okay, I push pull. And you see, I'm looking where the ball's gonna go. One common mistake I see is people look over here. So now I'm looking at, like, I don't need to look at the ball in my stick. I know it's in there. So all I have to do, push, pull. That was a close one. Push, pull, and I'm ready to go. So the competition, once you get used to being able to catch that, see how many you can get in a minute, in 30 seconds. Okay, really just challenge yourself to boom, catch, bring it right back, no cradles. And I'm just one right after the other, going, seeing how many you can get in a minute. Again, you can not only kind of race against yourself and hopefully continue to improve, but you can share your time with friends and kind of compete in that way if you want a little competitive fire during this time. So if you get really good at that and want to challenge yourself, you can try everything on the back side of your stick, which kind of increases the level of difficulty. All of the mechanics and everything are the same. you bring it around, you pop it up, and you catch that ball right on the back of your stick. Again, as you bring it across, maybe you gotta just, be a little more careful. You just don't have as much pocket to kind of save you if you mess up a little bit, but you can then increase the difficulty, try it on the back of your stick, still see how many you can get in 30 seconds in a minute. So the next piece of that is behind the back to yourself. So again, with the behind the back to yourself, same kind of rules apply. Again, I'm gonna use my body, okay, I wanna go right into it. With this, again, also something to note, I'm actually doing everything with my hands choked up, which means my bottom hand is a little higher on the butt end of my stick. I think it makes it a little bit easier. So again, there's a couple, you can kind of put your hands anywhere when you're doing this stuff, but I definitely think it makes it a little bit easier if you're choking up. So that bottom hand is kind of coming up a little higher on your stick. So with the behind the back, okay, again, your arms are gonna be away from your body. The flatter your stick, again, the more your arms are into your body and the flatter your stick is, it's kind of a little easier. And so it's okay to kind of start there. My arms are a little in tight. I kind of pop that ball up and then I catch it. But as I get more comfortable, you do want to keep your arms a little more away from your body in both of these. But again, that's gonna take time. So it's okay to kind of, slowly increase the more you practice. So with this one, again, arms are away, just a slight pop up. Again, I'm trying to look where that ball is gonna go instead of looking behind, because again, I know that the ball is in my stick. I don't have to worry about it. I'm looking about where that ball is gonna go. And with this one especially, less is more. Because you really don't have, you barely need to throw that ball with any power because you're trying to catch it pretty close to you. So it's really just a small touch. Again, trying to use, again, be careful if you twist and then stop, just because your body gets all turned around, it gets a little confused. So try to just use that little twist into it and then just a little touch. So same deal with this. Try to see how many you can get in a minute. So you're just little touches. Again, if you miss it, no big deal. Okay, this one I think is a little bit more difficult than the around the world, but maybe that's just me. So see how many you get in a minute. Again, same deal, you can also try it on the back of your stick. So you can bring your arms away, little touch, and catch that ball. Arms away, little touch, catch that ball. Okay, see how many you get in a minute. Last deal is put the two together, all right? So you can go around the world, behind the back, bring that stick over, around the world, behind the back. See how many you get in a minute with that one. I would count 1 for 1 whole rep. So around the world, behind the back is 1. Okay, so again, you can try that on the back of your stick on both of them, so you can put them together. Last thing is I would encourage you guys to try everything with your weak hand. I'm not going to demo that because I am old and washed up, so it wouldn't be pretty. But I encourage you guys, once you get it with your strong hand, to really try with your weak hand and even see if you can put it together with both of them. So again, if you went around the world, behind the back, switch hands, around the world, behind the back. You saw righty around the world for me, so there you go. But hopefully this, again, simple challenges, but I just think in general, keeping a stick in your hand as much as possible will increase your stick work, will get you more comfortable with your stick. So even if it's anything, just anytime you can, having a stick in your hand, cradling, trying some stick tricks, anything you can to just get more comfortable with your stick. Again, are you ever gonna go, behind the back, on the back of your stick in a game or anything? I hope not. Hope you don't have to, but I guarantee if you get comfortable with it, it will just make you more comfortable with your stick work in general, and maybe you see yourself, snagging a pass that you wouldn't, and being able to put a shot away. So hopefully you got just a little bit of something out of this little basement garage stick work competition. But again, the biggest thing, if you can take anything away, is just really engage your body in everything you do. Use your shoulders, get your stick protected out here, use the torque of your body to generate power, to work on your fakes, to just twist, to look up, shoot down, look down, shoot up. Just use everything you can. Don't always just rely on your stick, because I think we get really used to that. But hopefully you guys can still get a ton out of, all these awesome pros showing you some tips and tricks, and everyone can get better even during this time when you don't have much space, or you only have a garage, or you only have, the street. There's still plenty to do, but super proud to be a part of the WPLL. Again, I'm Lindsay Monday. Thank you guys so much for watching, and fight on.
Hi everyone, my name's Tiana Walker. I go by T. At college, I played for Towson University for Sonia LaMonica, who is now the head coach of WPLL Brave. So I get her again, and it's been awesome. I'm so excited to be doing this stream now. I play defense, so we're going to do a lot of defensive drills. I'll let Jake introduce himself, but I'm just really happy to be a part of such a great group of players and people. So.
Yeah, my name is Jake Fox. I play with the New York Riptide of the National Lacrosse League, indoor lacrosse. I've also been fortunate enough to represent the Iroquois Nationals at the 2018 Field Lacrosse Games, World Championships in Netanya, Israel, where we won bronze. And I'm a graduate of Johns Hopkins University, where I got to play 4 years of college lacrosse with Coach Petramala. Being a Canadian, I was an offensive guy in box, with field lacrosse, with the Iroquois. I played defense and long pole. Even though in college I was an attackman, so I had some experience on the defensive side. I was able to learn from a lot of great coaches, so hopefully I'll be able to teach you guys as well on the defensive end some tips and drills.
Yeah, so we're going to go over a lot of different drills. This has been kind of a few days in the making. So if you see us in different outfits, that's why. Weather, rain, location, it's all going to be a little bit different, but as long as you guys get the idea of the drills, that's all that matters. If you have questions, you can message us on Instagram. I'm Tiana Walfer, TianaWallPher.
I'm at JDF Lax 18, so JDF LAX 18.
All right, so let's kind of get started.
Okay, so for this drill, we're really working on, whether it's guys or girls across, it always applies. Okay, coming out, supporting, all right, and recovering. All right, so no matter what it is, whether you're playing man-to-man, all right, or zone, what's going to happen is eventually someone's going to get beat, and you have to learn, if you're that slide person, all right, to come out, show, hopefully allowing a chance for your teammate to recover, okay, and then recover back and allow your defense to set back up, okay? So we're going to work on showing slide and recovering. So we're going to start here in the middle of our box here. We got 4 cones, 4 lovely shoes for us because we unfortunately didn't have any cones on us, all right? And what we're going to do is we got 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? This can be done with you and a friend. It can be you and your parents, all right? No matter what, this is how it's going to go. So you're going to start in the middle, okay? We're going to work on reacting to a slide, so we're in help middling, right? So if you say, let's say 3, and this is number 3, I'm going to come out. I'm going to break down at the cone, all right? Prepare myself as if I'm goaling, all right? And what's going to happen is I'm going to have to recover back to the middle. So we'll recover back, okay? We want our stick coming towards the middle because we're acting as if this is the middle of the field, okay? And this is the most dangerous person. We want to make sure, whether it's guys or girls, we at least get to them as quickly as we can to remove that threat of the score, okay? As soon as you get back, you're going to recover again and wait for the next call to hit the next cone. Same thing, break down, attack, recover back in with our stick to the middle, okay? And reacting. All right, you're going to do it for about 20 seconds, all right, and rotate out. All right, here's an example of Tiana doing it right now. Ready? Clip. So as T's setting up this next one here, I'm going all like vlogger here. But in terms of those cones, you normally want to do 5 by 5 by 5, so 5 yards and each with the cone in the middle. So here we are with T setting up our next drill. All right, should be fun. We'll see what she has to say. Boom.
This is what we call cone drills, okay? This is stage 1, all right? And I'll go over that. There's 3 stages that you can do. Again, stage 1. You can do this with a parent. You can do it with a friend, sibling, whoever you can get. Easy drill. Like we said, we're using shoes because we're kind of limited here, but you got to do what you got to do with what you have, all right? No excuses. We'll go ahead and get into it, but just so you know, between each shoe is about 2.5 yards, okay? You see the backyard, it's on a huge space, but again, you make do with what you got. So I'm gonna have Jake come out here with me, and then we're gonna kind of talk through this and show you what this drill's about. So right now, I'm the defender. That's the attacker, Jake behind the camera, okay? So you're in the attacker point of view. You're gonna be watching me, the defender, all right? As the defender, I'm gonna start low, starting in the middle cone here, okay? This cone, this shoe, the black shoe, all right? I'm sitting low as the attacker approaches, okay? What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and grab the hip. The attacker is facing this way, all right? This hand is gonna be on the hip here. I am sitting low. My eyes are, guess where? Hips, okay? Hips don't lie. Shakira, that song, it's the truth. Hips don't lie, all right? My foot is gonna be pointed out, my toe, in the direction of where I'm going, okay? You start off 50% and you're gonna build up. When it's 100%, you're gonna be running with the defender, or with the attacker, okay? So you gotta turn your hips in that direction, all right? As the attacker, as you guys right now behind the camera, your job is to line up as close to these cones and shoes as possible, okay? And you go, it's any 3 cones, okay? So you're gonna run. If this is the cone you wanna go ahead and plant, turn towards, okay? And then run to the next cone, all right? Now I'm gonna plant, turn towards the inside, okay? You don't wanna turn towards the outside, because what's the defender gonna have to do? I'm gonna have to reach for you. We don't want the defender to reach. Turn towards the inside. I'm gonna plant on my last cone, this left shoe right here, and I'm gonna turn, and now I'm sprinting through, okay? 3 cones, plant, turn. So we're gonna go about 50%, all right? You'll see some clips of Jake and I going through this. Stage 1, okay? Importance, defense, eyes on the hips. Contact is everything, okay? Offense, make the defense work. 50%, right? Not as hard. 100%, you gotta get them moving, okay? Make them reach your hips. Make them stick with you, all right? Let's see it. Stage 2 is the next level up, okay? Similar thing, I'm the defender right now. I'm sitting low, right? On my toes. You're the attacker. I got my hand here. What is going to be different is now the attacker is going to step off the cones, okay? So if I'm the attacker, I'm going to go ahead. At any point during this, you can step off. So I can touch the first cone. I'm going to step back. The defender is going to approach me, all right? So that defender approaches me. As soon as the defender gets out, sets her feet, I'm going to break off in either direction. I can go to the right. I can go to the left. I sprint. You as a defense have to stick with me. Stay on my hip, driving me out, okay? So that's the only difference here. Again, attack, you can go at any point, all right? You can go at the first cone, the second cone, the third cone, okay? Keep the defense honest, change it up every single time. Again, 50%, 75 to 100. You're gonna see some more clips of Jake and I doing it. Go ahead with stage 2. It's time for stage 3, okay? This one's set up different. All right, we ran out of shoes. You have another shoe over here and another shoe over here, just like stage 1 and stage 2, still 2.5 yards apart. What is different is now you have this cone here, and you have this cone back there, that white shoe, okay? Right now, I am the defender. I will be lining up here, facing the attacker, okay? Your cone's gonna be a little bit closer to that middle cone, the middle shoe, all right? This is why. When someone says go, or when you say go, me and that attacker are gonna go at the same time, okay? So we're gonna run up. As the defender, I'm trying to get over these cones. I'm trying to step up. So Jake, if you wanna go ahead and walk around so that they can see this, we'll go up and show them a little bit closer, okay? So as the defender, I'm stepping over these cones. I'm gonna establish my positioning before the attacker gets there, all right? Now you guys are in that perspective of the attacker. You're running at me. As soon as I set my feet, you take a split second here, and then you're gonna burst off in either direction. My job as a defender is to do what? Watch the hips, make contact. early. You're gonna be sprinting. So if you go this way, I'm gonna have to turn my hips because you're running, and I'm gonna have to step up and make that contact here, okay? So as you're going out, I'm preventing you from trying to run in, trying to beat me. This line right here, we're imagining that as an 8 meter. An attacker, you want to get inside the 8 meter and you want to score. As a defender, I want to keep you out, okay? This is one that goes 50%, 75, 100. If you know the attacker you're going up against is faster, set them back a little bit farther. If you know that you're faster and they're a little bit slower, you can set the distances accordingly, okay? Watch this video of Jake and I doing it, and then go ahead and get after it for stage 3. Go. All right, well, that was fun.
Yeah, well, fun.
All right, well, hope you guys had fun, right? There's some different clips that we kind of blended together just from earlier, but I have fun using these shoes as cones. Again, you can use anything that you have access to, right? You got to make it work, especially in times like these. You never know, but always getting outside, trying to get better. That's what you're trying to do.
Yeah, obviously, you know, we threw a couple drills at you, drills that you can easily do at home with a friend or a parent, or just to get out of the house for a little bit. Again, we're very thankful to be able to do this. All right, as part of this street, obviously, we'd love for you all to go and donate to a charitable organization of your choice. All right, as it starts raining on us, you know, during these times, it's hard for everybody. So obviously, anything helps. All right, pick something that is near and dear to your heart, and hopefully you guys will donate. Other than that, thank you for watching this. All right.
Yeah, thank you so much.